All right, let's see if this mic is working. Yep, looks like it is. So this came up in a forum, a thread called Undisclosed Shills. And this video came up. Yeah, I know you guys figured this was, you're going to see that face, right? But this one came up, says, good video by Chris Baroxy. I don't know. I have very little respect. Is that the word? This is one of the worst sources I could imagine. But the video is called "Are Guitar YouTubers Brainless Advertisers?" aka "What is a paid gear review worth?" I have a whole thing about whether or not he's a paid gear reviewer, and but first of all, let's see if he's got any right to or the ability to decide whether people are brainless or not when it comes to guitars, and I'll let the evidence speak for itself. This is a talking about scallops, and for the most part, I think you actually answered this question correctly, but let me just let this play.
The investment. All right, I love this one. This one is from E. Sharp Ferdinand. What a name. Can someone explain to me something I've always wondered? Yngwie Malmsteen has always used big jumbo frets on his guitars, even though the frets are scalloped, or the fretboard is scalloped. Why is this? Isn't this just unnecessary and pointless, even having a negative impact on the tone? Well, go ahead and ask Yngwie what he thinks about all that having a negative effect on the tone. It will definitely change everything, but if you like...
Okay. So he's made a claim that scalloping a neck is going to impact the tone. An electric guitar. We're not talking about acoustics. We're talking about an electric.
Like it or not, it's up to you to decide, obviously. The fact that he uses big frets and the scalloped fretboard basically amplifies the effect of that scalloping. So he just really do not want to feel any wood under his fingertips, which is, you know, it's his thing. So if you like that, you will love it as well. And if you don't, well, just stick to smaller frets and don't scallop the fretboard. It will definitely affect the playing experience as well, not just the tone of the guitar.
Okay, so again, just made another claim that scalloping a guitar is going to affect the tone of an electric guitar.
So you will play differently, you will grab the neck differently, your vibrato, your bendings, all those things will change because of that different feel. So yes, it has an effect on the tone.
Third time. Scalloping a guitar has an effect on the electric guitar's tone.
It's better or not, it's up to you to decide. And he just really loves scalloped necks. That's why he uses big frets as well. Next one came...
So, but the part about, you know, the big frets adding to scallops, that's what I do as well. So, but anyway, let's see what he has to say here. And look, I have so much to say about the whole YouTube thing, and I'm glad because, you know, we've seen over the last couple months, especially definitely over the last year, but I think the last couple months have really shown us that so much of this tech industry was just built on absolute lies. Louis Rossman's really exposed how YouTube is just, it never was a practical or sustainable business model. Stitcher closing, so many podcasts not having enough advertisers to continue. Again, is just, this was a house of cards. This whole ad-driven industry, the whole tech economy is just absolutely built on lies when it comes to return on investment. You know, we've heard from our own company having to jump into, or not having to, but deciding to jump into this system of shills and advertisers and just nonsense, and, you know, just paying people way too much. I don't know if you've seen any of those videos on TikTok or whatever, where these these girls on YouTube or TikTok, Instagram. They say they work for Google or other giant tech companies, and they show how they get to work super late, then they lay in a massage chair. They don't ever do any actual work. And in a lot of them, they're kind of belittling people who don't have the same jobs as they do. And really, they're not making any money for a company. And it turned out that these companies were actually bringing these people in just because it attracted the actual people they wanted, which were the super high performing performers or engineers who otherwise would have been working for Goldman Sachs or whatever. But it turns out with a couple things happen. I think the acquisition of Twitter was one of them, where people just said, hey, look, these people actually aren't making us any money. They're costing us a ton of money. Fire them. And that's what's been happening. And it turns out that advertisers that are paying crazy money to advertise on YouTube are realizing that not only does YouTube ban most of the channels that they actually want to advertise to, so they end up giving their ads to people who aren't going to buy their products anyway, but it's just not worth it. And same thing with podcast ads, everything else. So a lot of the shills are really scrambling right now. And I think even some of the more legit channels, you're seeing them in a lot of pain right now. They're really trying hard. I know on podcast-wise, Skeptic's Guide to the Universe is really hurting for advertisers. But, you know, it was a house of cards. So anyway, let me go on here.
Hey everyone, the name is Chris Barocci and welcome to this video on YouTube guitar channel conspiracy. Today I want to talk about why everyone releases their demos and reviews at the same time. And what's up with getting paid for videos? Is that a bad thing? And why do you see certain brands represented on YouTube much more than others? And what's up with affiliate links in everyone's description boxes under the videos? Let's talk about all that in today's video.
If you ever watch one of these guys' videos, a lot of them are just mostly him playing stuff.
Subscribe to the channel, ring the notification bell so that you don't miss future uploads. Check out the description box. If you want to skip parts of this video, you'll find timestamps.
Yeah, you might recognize this guy from all those Toman guitar videos, and that's why I have very little faith, let's say.
And all those things, and some product links if you want to check out whatever I'm using in this video or any of my other videos. Which brings me to the first subject I want to talk about, affiliate links. That's what you'll find in my description boxes and pretty much every other YouTube guitar player's description boxes. Those are going to be links that allow you to earn a few euros or dollars or whichever currency you're using on sales that are going to be made after using one of your links. So let's say someone watches this video, finds whatever gear awesome that I play, wants to figure out what that is, checks out the description box, finds the link, clicks on it, and with that, it triggers a cookie that lets the store where he ends up, which in my case is going to be Thomann. That's the only affiliate partnership I have and I want to have. So that allows Thomann to see that that purchase, that sale happened because of my playing or my video or whatever that was.
Yeah, I'll say it right up front. I love affiliate links. I think this is a great way to go. It's not costing the advertiser any real money. It's not feeding into this pyramid scheme of the whole tech industry. It's saying, hey, look, I'm showing this stuff. You want to use the same stuff? Here it is. If you buy it by clicking this link, you're helping me. You're helping me make more videos and stuff. I love affiliate links. I've got no problem with them as long as they're honest. If you got affiliate links down there of stuff you've never tried and it's actually garbage, you know, that's pretty lame. If you aren't telling people that, you know, you got affiliate links, maybe that's lame. But I really like affiliate links.
Was because of the tone that inspired someone to grab that piece of gear, which is, I think, one of the most organic, honest, and least aggressive way of allowing content creators to earn some money with showing stuff and basically advertising stuff or offering exposure to a certain piece of gear. In case you're familiar with this whole affiliate situation, you're just gonna be saying like, yeah, whatever, I know that. But believe it or not, a lot of countries and a lot of places on this earth are not really familiar with that, and they're kind of scared of using those links. Like, oh God, affiliate links? What does that mean? Am I going to be in trouble? Will I be forced to do something, or will that cost more? Or, oh my God, it's literally the most legit, honest, safe way for someone like me who puts all the hours into making a video to earn some money, because the only person or only company that pays for that is the store you have the affiliate partnership with. The person who buys something does not feel a thing. There's no weird things happening in the background. It's literally just a cookie that allows the store to know from where that purchase or that sale was coming from. Not a lot of money, but it definitely means a lot because of all the hours that you put in creating content. It is just a fantastic and simple and pretty straightforward way of earning some money. The next thing I wanted to talk about is YouTube gear-related guitar channels releasing their demos and reviews on the same day, maybe in the same minute or same hour, if that's a problem or not. I received a comment under one of my latest videos. Lysander lives here.
Yeah, this is crazy. So you guys might see that a whole bunch of channels make demos at the same time, like they get the gear at the same time. A lot of them are given the gear ahead of time. They already have their videos ready for review. And then the company says what day you can put that review out on. I don't really care about that stuff so much, but don't expect like majorly unbiased stuff from things like that. It could be, but often they're just nonsense. And that's just part of the whole marketing machine. It can be informative. It's just kind of sad that you see the same thing come from everybody at once. And that's where it's really YouTube's crazy ban policies really hurt, because a lot of these videos only have a very short shelf life, and if you put in all this time and effort, it really costs you a lot of money to make this video, and then YouTube bans you or shadow bans you or algo bans you. You just lost all the work you just did, and it's really lame. And just one more reason for advertisers not to bother with this stuff.
The comment said, reviewers with channels dedicated to guitar effects all release their videos on the same day, thus making themselves little more than an advertisement for a pedal maker. Yep. Shallow. If you have a demo channel, like you actually only do demonstrations of gear, or mostly do that, there's no reason for you not to come out with your video literally the moment it's allowed. Like if there's a product release of a guitar, you will release your video there, because that's where YouTube and the algorithm will pick up on that subject, will see that people are interested, and will recommend your video to the most amount of people. So if you release your video on that same product a week later, it's going to be old news. Who will watch that? So you want to put out your stuff, your content as soon as possible, as soon as the product is released. So do like a dozen other channels, but that's all right. This is not new. Everyone releasing their stuff at the same time is exactly the same thing as what happened years ago, where YouTube wasn't really a thing and there were no review channels and demo channels. You had the NAMM show. Every brand brought out their new gear in January at the NAMM show in Anaheim, and that was it. And then you got all the magazines who just brought out the same product reviews as every other magazine in the same month. Right? So it's not new at all. The only difference is nowadays that you get to experience these new, whatever, guitars, pedals, amps, whatever we're talking about, from private people. Like if someone's making a review and makes it sound a certain way, has a certain opinion, that's going to be one real person's opinion. Then you have tons of other...
Yeah, I wouldn't exactly say that the NAMM show is the definition of integrity, you know? So I don't know if that's the greatest example to bring up.
Videos to watch in case you're serious about figuring out, you know, what that piece of gear is about. And if you get to watch 5 or 10 channels making the same kind of video on the same pedal, you get to hear 5 or 10 different takes on how that pedal sounds. The same pedal in a different rig by a different player, being edited and mixed in a different way. So you get a better picture of what you should expect. That triggered this next subject, which is getting paid for videos on YouTube or any other social media format or channel. Is that an issue, or is that the opposite of an issue? That very much depends on the channel and the person, of course. There are people all over the planet who are ready to do and say anything for money. That being said, YouTube and the internet is a cruel place and will spot that immediately. Like if someone is just, you know, sellout, like literally saying whatever for money, that is so obvious on YouTube, and none of those people have actually a future. Like that's not going to be.
Right. There are piles and piles and piles of channels. I think some people could argue, yours included, that do this constantly. But I mean, if you say, I think you're pretty honest about when you're doing that or whatever. But yeah, there are so many channels that do exactly that have been around for forever. Pretty much every makeup channel out there. Most of the alleged gaming channels on Twitch that are really just girls in bikinis not playing video games, shilling products. I mean, come on.
Be a channel that's gonna grow and work for very long because people get really pissed by that. So for that reason, I have to say again, it is the opposite of being an issue. Like if a channel gets paid, that literally means that all the hours that are invested in one single video, there are so many steps to making content. If you don't do it, you cannot even imagine. It's a very long process. It takes so much of your time. Just one single video, if you care about the production and care about all the details and all the little things that are attached to releasing a video, that needs to be paid.
Yeah. Home Shopping Network, QVC, they're shilling fine. Yep. And like, yeah, for real, all the makeup channels on YouTube. And you know what? I don't care if somebody says, "Hey, this is there's paid content in here." Fine. Even Concern Troll KDH, I think, takes paid videos from time to time. You know, it's just, I think that at the upper ends of the industry, you know, I really don't want to Dunning-Kruger this, but I think we are a little bit more cynical in higher end pro audio, and then that kind of tend to call out the really fake reviews. But then again, there's plenty of people who believe in mic preamp magic and cable magic, and you know, like this guy, Guitar Tone would. So there you go.
I believe so, especially if it exposes a new product to an audience, right? Because if there's a pedal maker that says, "Hey, we have a new pedal, and I want you to make a demo," then you would not say like, "Hey, sure, I can help you reach my audience, and I'll just not get paid." That's so not logical, right? You will spend, like in my situation, I will spend hours on a weekend day to make the video, and then pretty much every single workday night to editing it, doing the thumbnail picture in Photoshop, uploading the video to YouTube, filling out all the information in the description box to give the viewer a full experience of, some details, my signal chain, timestamps, etc. So many steps to releasing a video. That is a crazy amount of hours. I am not happy to not getting paid for that kind of work, right? And I don't think anyone should. Now, the word marketing or advertising can sound super bitter, right? It's like, they just want to sell their expensive crap and we don't really need it, but they want to force it down our throats. Like, yeah, you want to buy it, buy. That is crappy advertisement. That is, 90s TV commercials. You want to?
Hey, that's all of YouTube.
No one wants that. A good marketing move or good advertisement is an honest one, which means that you show what you think is cool in that piece.
Wait. Okay, let me just take a look here. We'll go back to where this is, and here it is. To me, if you're going to put soy face on your thumbnail, I don't know that you get to say anything to anybody. I'm so sick of this. Even my favorite channels, I know they have to do this because of the stupid YouTube algorithm or whatever. But, we could change that by just all not doing it, I know it's not so bad to have a soy face on your stuff, but it's just, come on.
Product, whatever gear we're talking about, tell your personal opinion, and it's up to the people, the viewers, to decide if that matters or not. Because someone would be really picky with the way the power socket is on a pedal, and I'm like, I could not care less. But at least I have that opinion. If I watch that video, that person complaining about it, whatever the complaints are, I think it's very important to state it. That's why I always try to find something that I don't really like about whatever product I'm showing, or I will say who I don't think this is made for. It sounds a little weird, but I'm sure you know what I mean. Like I would try to pinpoint what kind of musician would benefit from that. And also state like who will probably not love it. So there's a lot to a good and useful review, and I do not find it normal not to get paid for so much work. It's an awesome job, but it's still a work. There's one more point that's really important about this whole, getting paid. Is that an issue or not? Whenever I pay for something, I am much more attached to it on an emotional level, which makes me praise it even more. Like that camera right in front of me cost me a lot of money. And when
Yes, this is, if you're looking at logical fallacies or whatever, this is the sunk cost fallacy. And it's very hard not to have it influence your review. But it's not always in the positive way. If you paid a lot for something and you really don't like it, like let's say me and GoPros, I'll probably have a worse review of the GoPro than if somebody had just given it to me. So I don't know that it's always one way or another.
my colleagues in Thomann asked me about like, hey, and how's the camera? I would praise that thing because I paid a lot of money for it, so I want to justify my purchase. If someone gets paid to review a guitar and didn't pay for that guitar or that pedal or that amp, there's much less emotional attachment to that piece of gear. So you're much more focused on seeing that as a piece of gear as opposed to your new love. And that is, I think, the most important part of that question, getting paid for a video or review is an issue or not. And this other thing I wanted to talk about is how come some brands get represented on YouTube and social media much more than others. It's pretty simple. There are brands that follow a policy of 10 or 20 or 30 years ago, which means they don't see the possibilities of appearing in reviews, demos, and just overall on social media. They would not pay for a content creator for their job, for all the hours that they put in and in a video, which is a little bit strange. First of all, because everyone, literally everyone, goes immediately on YouTube or whatever social media to check out something. Like if I want to know how to fix my dishwasher, I'll go on YouTube and see if someone did a fix with that machine model and whatever. You know, if I want to know how an overdrive sounds, I go on YouTube or I Google it and I'll find whatever I find. This is the source of information. If you're interested in anything, if you want to learn something, if you want to get entertained, not seeing this at all or not caring about it can be a risky move. But hey, time will tell. In case you're wondering why certain brands just barely appear on YouTube channels, well, that's most probably the reason why. All right, I know it's a lot to take in, so let it settle and let me know in the comments below what you think about this whole subject. Meet you down there and see you in the next video.
I'm actually surprised by how much I actually agree with this guy for once. Usually I don't. That's for damn sure.
Be back. Bye-bye.